My beautiful sisters, take a deep breath and feel your presence in this very moment. Too often, we give everything to the world, our time, our energy, our love, until we're left running on empty. But the truth is, love begins with you. Before you can fully pour into others, you must first fill your own cup. Affirmations are not just words. They are daily reminders of your power, your worth, and your beauty. When you speak them with intention, they become the foundation of your confidence and peace. So let's affirm together, I am worthy of love exactly as I am. I honor my body, my mind, and my soul. I am enough, and I am becoming more every day. I let go of comparison, and I choose self-compassion. I love myself first so I can love others better. Feel these words, don't just say them. Let them sink into your heart and remind you of the truth you often forget. You are already enough. Love begins with you. This is the foundation upon which everything else in your life is built. Too often, we grow up believing that love is something we must earn from others through approval, validation, or sacrifice. We wait for someone else to give us what we already carry inside. But the truth is, love is not something external to be chased. It is an inner well that you are meant to nurture and protect. When you understand this, your relationships, your career, your health, and even your sense of peace transform. Think about it. If you constantly pour yourself out without ever replenishing, eventually you run dry. You become exhausted, resentful, and disconnected from your own essence. Many women live in this cycle of giving endlessly to others while neglecting themselves. And while giving is beautiful, when it comes from a place of emptiness, it only leaves you feeling drained. But when you choose to love yourself first, you refill your cup. You create a source of energy and strength that allows you to give authentically, without depletion. Self-love is not selfish. It is sacred. Imagine a tree with deep, nourished roots. That tree stands tall, firm, and full of life. Its branches extend outward, providing shade, fruit, and beauty to everyone who comes near it. But the strength of that tree comes from how well its roots are cared for. You are the same. When you root yourself in love, self-acceptance, kindness, compassion, you naturally grow into a woman who can give more, love more, and serve more. But it all begins with how you treat yourself. Every morning, you have a choice to step into the day with self-criticism or with self-love. Your inner voice matters. When you speak to yourself with harshness, telling yourself you're not enough, not pretty enough, not successful enough, you weaken your roots. But when you remind yourself that you are worthy, that you are enough, that you are loved, you strengthen them. This shift changes everything. You move through life with more confidence, you create healthier boundaries, and you begin attracting relationships and opportunities that reflect your self-worth. Loving yourself first also means allowing yourself to rest when you are tired, to forgive yourself when you fall short, and to celebrate yourself when you succeed. It's listening to your needs instead of silencing them. It's choosing to honor your feelings, your body, and your soul. When you do this consistently, you no longer need to beg for scraps of love from others because you already overflow with it from within. Love begins with you, and when you truly embrace that truth, you no longer chase love, you embody it. You stop searching for someone else to complete you because you are already whole. And from that wholeness, every connection, every dream, every step in your journey becomes richer, deeper, and more fulfilling. Daily affirmations plant seeds of strength, and like any seed, they need care, repetition, and patience before you see them grow. Words carry power. They shape the way you see yourself, the way you carry yourself, and the way you step into the world. If you have ever caught yourself replaying old doubts, fears, or critical voices in your mind, you already know how words can break you down. But the beauty is words can also build you up. Affirmations are not about pretending everything is perfect. They are about choosing to plant better thoughts, ones that align with the woman you want to become. Imagine walking into your day and telling yourself, I am not good enough, I will probably fail, people will not like me. Those words become heavy weights on your shoulders, pulling you down before you've even started. Now imagine the opposite. You begin your morning by saying, I am enough, I have what it takes, I bring value to every space I enter. Suddenly, you stand taller. You walk with more certainty. You face challenges with courage rather than fear. That's the power of affirmations. They don't erase obstacles, but they shift the way you meet them. Consistency is everything. Saying an affirmation once will not change much, just like planting one seed and walking away will not create a garden. But repeating affirmations daily, morning after morning, night after night, nurtures your mind and heart. Slowly, your inner dialogue changes. You catch yourself being kinder, more patient, and more encouraging with yourself. The negativity that once felt automatic begins to lose its grip, and a stronger, more compassionate voice takes its place. That's when you start to notice growth, subtle at first, but undeniable over time. Affirmations also give you something to return to on difficult days. When life feels heavy, when you doubt your worth, when someone else's opinion shakes your confidence, those affirmations become anchors. They remind you of who you truly are, beyond the noise and the chaos. They ground you in truth. You are worthy, you are loved, and you are capable. It's important to choose affirmations that feel real to you, ones that speak to the parts of your soul that need healing and encouragement. For some women, it may be, I release comparison and embrace my unique path. For others, it may be, I am strong enough to overcome any challenge. There is no right or wrong. It is about finding the words that restore your faith in yourself. Over time, affirmations shape not just your mindset, but your reality. Because when you believe in your worth, you start making decisions that honor it. When you affirm your strength, you begin to act from that strength. The seeds you plant with your words grow into confidence, resilience, and unshakable self-love. That is the quiet power of affirmations. They help you create the life you were meant to live, starting with the way you speak to yourself every single day. Worthiness is not earned. It is your birthright. From the moment you came into this world, before you could prove anything, achieve anything, or fit into anyone's expectations, you were already enough. Somewhere along the way, many women are taught to measure their value by what they accomplish, how they look, or how well they meet the needs of others. This creates a cycle of constantly striving, constantly chasing, always feeling like love, respect, or acceptance must be earned. But true worth has nothing to do with achievements, possessions, or appearances. It is something you carry simply because you exist. Think of a newborn baby. That child is not valuable because of what they can do. They cannot work, they cannot speak, they cannot contribute in any worldly sense. Yet, no one would question their worth. They are worthy of love, care, and belonging simply because they are alive. You too, hold that same inherent worth, even as an adult. Life may have layered doubts, criticisms, or disappointments over you, but underneath it all, your worthiness remains untouched. It is not diminished by failure, by heartbreak, or by rejection. It is constant and unshakable. The challenge is unlearning the belief that you must earn your worth. When you tie your value to external things, like success, beauty, or approval, you live on unstable ground. One mistake, one wrinkle, one disapproving comment can make you question your entire self. That's why it is so important to root yourself in the truth. You are worthy because you are here. When you embrace that you no longer seek validation from every person or situation. Instead, you carry your worth with quiet confidence, knowing it cannot be taken away. This truth allows you to live more freely. You begin to take risks, not because you are guaranteed success, but because your value does not depend on the outcome. You can show up authentically in relationships, no longer shrinking yourself to earn love or pretending to be someone you are not. You start to honor your boundaries because you know you deserve respect. You release comparison because you understand that worth is not a competition. Every woman has it equally, including you. When you internalize this, life feels lighter. You give yourself permission to rest without guilt, to dream without fear, and to grow without shame. You realize that you don't have to wait until you are better or more perfect to deserve happiness. You already deserve it right now, as you are. The work is not to make yourself worthy, but to remember that you always were. So remind yourself daily, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of respect. I am worthy of joy. Let these words become your truth, especially when self-doubt creeps in. Because the greatest freedom comes when you stop trying to prove your value to the world and start living from the truth that your worth was never in question. It was always yours. Self-love is sacred, not selfish. Too often, women are taught to put everyone else's needs before their own: family, partners, work, society. While caring for others is beautiful and noble, the danger comes when you forget to care for yourself in the process. When you neglect your own needs, your energy weakens, your joy fades, and your spirit feels empty. That is why self-love is not an act of vanity or pride. It is an act of survival, of wholeness, and of honoring the life you've been given. Think of it this way: you cannot pour from an empty cup. If your cup is always drained, no matter how much you want to give, you'll eventually run out of strength. But when you love yourself, when you rest, when you nourish your body, when you protect your boundaries, when you speak kindly to yourself, you fill your cup. And from that fullness, you give to others in a way that is healthier, more joyful, and more sustainable. Self-love creates a ripple effect that touches every relationship and every corner of your life. One of the biggest myths is that choosing yourself means you are being selfish. But in truth, choosing yourself allows you to show up more authentically for others. When you honor your emotions, you communicate more honestly. When you prioritize your health, you have more energy to serve. When you forgive yourself and practice compassion inwardly, you naturally extend that same grace outwardly. Loving yourself is the root that allows love to grow in every direction. Self-love is also about boundaries. It means recognizing that your time, energy, and peace are precious, and not everything or everyone deserves access to them. Saying no when something does not serve you is not cruel. It is courageous. It is a way of protecting the sacredness of your heart. Every time you choose to honor yourself, instead of betraying yourself for the sake of pleasing others, you strengthen your self-love. And with that strength, you become unshakable. There is also a spiritual element to self-love. To love yourself is to honor the life you've been given, the soul you carry, and the body that allows you to experience this world. It is acknowledging that you are a creation of beauty and purpose, and treating yourself with the reverence you deserve. When you practice self-love, you are not just nurturing yourself. You are showing gratitude for the miracle of your existence. Self-love is sacred because it allows you to step fully into your power. It gives you the courage to chase dreams without fear, to walk away from relationships that hurt you, and to create a life that aligns with your truth. It is not about arrogance or superiority. It is about wholeness. It is about finally realizing that your happiness, your peace, and your worth matter just as much as anyone else's. And when you embrace that, you stop living small. You begin to radiate a love so strong that it uplifts not only you, but everyone around you. Your light shines brightest when you honor yourself first. Every woman carries a unique light within her: her voice, her gifts, her dreams, her truth. But too often, that light is dimmed by the weight of expectations, by the habit of comparison, or by the constant pressure to meet everyone else's needs before her own. The world can only see your brilliance when you allow yourself to shine from within. And that begins with a simple, yet powerful act of honoring yourself. Honoring yourself means listening to your intuition instead of silencing it. It means trusting the quiet whisper inside that tells you when something is not right for you, even if others don't understand. Too many women are taught to ignore that voice, to follow the path laid out by others, to please, to conform. But your intuition is the compass of your soul, and when you respect it, you guide yourself into spaces where your light can grow. It also means honoring your dreams. How often have you placed your own goals on the back shelf, telling yourself you'll return to them someday after everything else is done? Someday never comes unless you make it today. When you choose to give time and energy to your passions, you send a message to yourself: I matter, my dreams matter, my happiness matters. And from that place, your light shines with authenticity, inspiring others to do the same. Honoring yourself is also about embracing your truth instead of hiding it. You don't need to fit into someone else's idea of who you should be. The beauty of your light is that it is yours. It doesn't need to look like anyone else's. When you accept your flaws, celebrate your strengths, and stand in your truth unapologetically, you radiate a confidence that cannot be ignored. People are drawn to authenticity because it gives them permission to be authentic too. Your relationships also transform when you honor yourself first. Instead of settling for less than you deserve, you create standards rooted in self-respect. Instead of giving endlessly without receiving, you learn to build connections that are balanced and nourishing. The love you show yourself sets the tone for the love you receive from others. And when your light shines with self-respect, it naturally attracts people who recognize and honor that light. The ripple effect is powerful. By honoring yourself, you don't just elevate your own life, you light the way for others. Your daughters, your sisters, your friends, even strangers who cross your path. They see your courage, your joy, your self-respect, and they feel inspired to nurture their own. The world becomes brighter when women choose to honor themselves because self-love is contagious. So remember this: dimming your light does not serve anyone. Shrinking yourself to make others comfortable only creates more darkness. The world doesn't need a smaller version of you. It needs the fullness of your brilliance. When you honor yourself first, you step into that fullness. You become a living reminder that every woman's light is needed and that the brightest glow comes from within. Loving yourself first is not selfish. It is sacred. It is the key to your growth, your happiness, and your purpose. Every woman deserves to walk with her head high, her heart full, and her soul free. So today, make yourself a promise to love yourself, to speak kindly to yourself, and to never dim your light. Beck Oz, when you shine within, the world shines brighter with you.